Welcome back to the channel. This week we're going to try to get this body painted. Running a little bit late. I can't seem to get ahead on my videos. I'm always about a day behind. It is Monday night, almost 10 o'clock, and I'm not sure how far we're going to get, but we want to go as far as we can. Again, we're not doing instructional, we're just doing a hangout. If you watched Sunday's video, appreciate that. We did manage third place in the truck van class, and we also won best paint. I believe it was 8 years to the day that we won best paint at Scrape Fest with our Mitsubishi Mighty Max, and that's pretty cool. That memory came up on Facebook. This week, this body, we're going to try to do something different. Very unusual paint scheme for a body like this, but we're going to do a faded patina, maybe some replacement panels to make it look like it's been crashed, like it has a new quarter or a new door or something, not sure yet. Just kind of go along as we go. This is for my old boss at OAS Custom Classics, the restoration shop I worked at. It's going to be kind of the opposite paint scheme what he does there. It's going to be kind of rusty and dusty, kind of a before picture, or like an abandoned race car look. So that's what we're going to try to accomplish today. We'll see how far we can get. Running short on content this week. Well, I got plenty to make content on, but I don't have time to do it. Like I say, work's crazy. End of the month. If you work in automotive or body shop, you know what that's like. You try to save the month in the last 3 days. Anyway, let's get to digging in this thing and see how far we get, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So stay tuned. Alright guys, we're back. I did a little bit of masking last night. It was getting late. We're not going to finish this body in this video, I'll tell you now, so please don't tune out. We're just hanging out, working on it. Just got too far behind this week, so like I said in an earlier video, I'm going to put out something every Wednesday and every Sunday if physically possible. Some may be okay, some of them not so okay. So this video tonight is just going to be me rambling on a little bit and taping this body up. It's been a crazy week, and it's only Tuesday. Yeah, and besides that, if I even got this thing painted, I'm going to do the flat clear on it. And we've got some remnants of a hurricane coming through, so humidity is really high, and that is not a good time to be trying to spray at flat clear. It's lacquer. It will blush, which blush means it'll start to turn white, kind of frosty looking, and it doesn't recover. So I really need to finish this body in a controlled environment, maybe take it to work, spray it in the paint booth. We got more air moving. Still, even with that, we got moisture in the air because the booth it's not climate controlled, it just has a lot of moving air. So anyway, we're going to get as far as we can tonight. It's Tuesday night. This is Wednesday's video. And like I said, I try to get one every week. Appreciate y'all watching again the car show video. Got several things in the books this weekend I could possibly do. There's like 4 cruise-ins the same weekend. Another Winston Cup cruise-in, it's back. There's a big cruise-in south of me in Charlotte, which would be a lot of exotic cars, I imagine, and some street rods. There's a cruise-in locally in town, and I got invited to go rock crawling with the Axial there, RC crawling. So I'm kind of on the fence. I'm not sure what we're going to do this weekend and what Sunday's video is going to pertain. We're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants here and see where it takes us. Again, with this body, it's very detailed. We're going to do patina, so it takes hours. And the fact that I'm starting on it on Tuesday night means you're not going to get a finished body in the video. We may have to carry this one over to Sunday, at least the finished product, before we go crawling or cruising or whatever we do. Yeah, let's get to taping and talking. That's all we're going to do tonight. Alright, before we get too deep into this taping project, it's not going to be real exciting to watch. Chris, if you're watching this, Chris Powell, Mr. Powell, here's your 10L front suspension parts that I found in my junkyard. and the left hub. Just needs a little mother's polish on it and bring it back to life, but that is a factory associated 10L hub. And here are the front end shims. So if you're watching this, send me a DM on the face space. We've been talking about restoring that 10L, so that'd be cool. All right, let's get to taping. All right, this body's got a pretty specific layout besides the weathering look. I used to paint all of his bodies, and I painted them all to match. I'll post a picture up over here somewhere. And that is his team colors. It's black and orange, and like a petty blue or a hugger blue. It's going to be a little tricky to weather the numbers from the inside out. This would be a lot easier painting from the outside. So we're going to do the best we can. It'll look cool. It may not be as convincing. I think we're going to put a new quarter panel on it, so it'll look like new sheet metal that hadn't been painted. So we'll do a bright white quarter panel with rivets or Zeus fasteners, fake ones of course, painted on. Yeah, it's going to be hard to weather the numbers. We're going to try to do the orange. We're going to do it faded, like it's sun faded, because fluorescent orange is terrible out in the real world. And it starts to turn white, so that'll be easy enough to do a fade and make it look weathered. Like I said, can't spray the flat clear this week because too much humidity. And hopefully all of our friends and family down in Florida are doing okay. Seen some TikToks from our favorite vacation spot today is already flooding, and it wasn't even raining. It was just water coming in from the storm surge. This is on Tuesday. Storm's supposed to hit tomorrow as this video is being released. I'm going to tape up the air cleaner. We'll do it in chrome, do some rust spots on it too, and make it look like some of that cheap chrome that flakes off. This would be so much easier doing it model style, doing it on the outside. But I don't know how much this body's actually going to get run. It might be like a concourse type deal. Do have a big track towards the east coast of the state, and they I know one year we did win the best appearing car down there at that dirt oval race at the World of RC Parks several years ago. I'm officially at that age where I can say the other day was the other day, or the other day was 8 years ago. I guess I'm old enough to repeat myself. I think I've said that several times. That's the way it was, and we liked it. Grumpy old man. Again, nothing exciting tonight. If you're here, you're probably one of my friends, because the average casual viewer is probably not going to tune in to listen to me just talk about taping a body up. Not that exciting. Running low on materials. I need to get an order in. I really like this FBS tape, but I can only get it in once. Well, I guess you can get other places, but Coast Airbrush in California is where I usually order that from. And yeah, I need to make an order. I've painted more bodies since I've restarted my YouTube channel than I have done in years. I really just don't have time, and it's these YouTube videos are kind of forcing me to get back into the groove of working more. Because I'm determined to get that 1,000 subscribers, and I'm determined to put out 2 videos a week. Good, bad, or different. Seems a bit high, but we're going to do it anyways. I'm going to do the nose black, like a lot of dirt late models are. It's that unpainted, flexible rubberized plastic, whatever it is, nose is on the real car. I think it'll help tie in with our abandoned race car look, having a flat black nose. No fancy products here, just an X-Acto knife, some masking tape. For now, I still have the luxury of my vinyl cutter. It's not dyed yet. I haven't put, I was going to get a Cricut system. I know some of the local hot shoe painters around here. I know one of them in particular, he uses a Cricut and he does some really cool stuff. My system is designed more or less for like industrial type stuff. It's big, and I cut anything small, it just starts getting all, it wads up all the vinyl. It doesn't cut real nice on all the small stuff. I think Cricut's more of a small scale. Got a lot smaller blade from what I've seen. My daughter's got one, but maybe I can go borrow hers, figure out how to use it. My system is old. I got it for Christmas in 2013, no, 2011 or 2012. I got that for Christmas. And only had a few issues with it. I had to replace the power supply one time. And other than the fact that 99% of what I use it for is for RC stuff, it's worked, and it's worked good, but it kind of limits me to making small stuff. It's not a high dollar system, it's a pretty basic, but it has done the job. Maybe some of the more expensive setups would be more precise. I don't know, I'm not a sign person. I think I've learned the tricks on that thing. I've had it for 10 years, but never really dug into it no more than what I needed to do. It's just numbers and a few logos. Thought I was going to be able to make money on the side making decals, but I've gotten to the point where I don't want the headache of getting myself obligated to projects that I can't quite do in a timely manner and or meet demands of paying customers. So I just work my day job and keep the hobby a hobby. Because if you ain't careful, it's not a hobby anymore and it's another job. Still painting a few bodies for some of my old time. I say they're more friends than they are customers, but they were customers back in the day. It's hard for me to take any kind of orders because I can't get anything done. I can't promise anybody a due day. I can't commit myself to that because I got so much more obligation with my real job. Plus, when I was in my 30s painting these bodies, I would be up all night, literally. Like I'd get off of work at 5, get home at 6 or 7. Then commence to painting bodies till about 2, 3 in the morning, sometimes all night, just to get a deadline. Some of the most demanding customers you'll ever work for is an RC body customer. They'll put the whole weight of their trip on your back. We couldn't make it to the race because I didn't have my body done in time. I said, well, if the race was that important, you would have had a plan B and you just painted you a body with a spray can and been done. That paint job ain't gonna make you no faster. Yeah, no need for that stress. Now I just created my own stress. I'm trying to make videos 2 days a week. and work a full-time job and do family stuff. No problemo. These dirt bodies kind of mess with you a little bit because they're kind of asymmetrical, meaning that they're not the same on both sides. The roof's leaned over, the roof's further over, the nose is shifted a little bit. This body's not as extreme. I believe this is a 21.5 spec body, the Buckeye. It's not as extreme as some of those other race bodies are. I think we're going to do something different with this front end though. I think we're going to carry it straight across instead of trying to follow it. It's got a rivet line molded in. I was trying to follow it and it looks kind of goofy in my opinion. So we may do a little creative adjustments here. Now's the time to do it, because if you try to do that, you can't do it. It ain't like a real car. You can't just repaint it. It's done. When it's done, it's done. And your 8 hours are gone. Or however long you commit to painting one of these things. Alright. That's enough jibber jabber for now. I'll put you on time lapse for a minute. Enjoy me watching me work in double time. Magic of editing. Alright, we're back. You missed all that fun action. We just did the outline. You've seen the pictures. It's kind of just a paneled out paint job. The center is orange and the body's black. The body being black is going to add to the difficulty of weathering, I think, because I can do the streaks of rust in the dirt and the stuff like that, but I use a lot of black and brown to do the rust effect, and it's going to be hard to do on a black car. It'll just be shades of brown, so that'll be fine. It'll probably look okay. Yeah, we're gonna do the best we can. We got this corner boxed in. This side we're not, because we're gonna cut this quarter panel off. We're gonna pretend we got hit in the left rear and had to put a new panel on, so we're gonna put a new sheet metal, faux sheet metal quarter panel on the body. I thought about splitting the number in half and putting half of my number on there to make it look like you put some used sheet metal on there, but I think we're going to keep it, as difficult as this paint job's going to be, we're going to keep it kind of simple, simplified anyways. We'll do a new quarter panel, a new rubber nose, rivets. We're going to do the faded paint job with the orange. Yeah, follow along. Not sure how, again, I don't think we're going to get done. We're not going to get done tonight. I ain't going to say we're not sure. We're not. It's just not going to happen. This new quarter panel, we're going to put a little strip of duct tape as if it was taped on. And normally on these cars, you put a half a quarter on. I do have a buddy that does, my former racing acquaintance, he does a lot of sheet metal on real race cars. I should probably reference his pictures to see where they actually do, because he hangs sheet metal on real late models. That being said, we don't need this stripe here because it's going to be on the new quarter. The new quarter don't have any stripes. Now they would, these cars are just made on a brake, and on the real life anyways. So this side's probably only like 3 pieces. It's probably a door, quarter, and then a small section of fender, then the rest is a rubber nose. So we're just going to have a small section of quarter panel replaced. You got to remember all this when I'm untaping this thing and wondering why there's, since I'm not doing it all the same day, I want to lose where I'm at. I did mention a giveaway a couple weeks ago or a week ago. I lose track of time. The giveaway is going to be a free giveaway. It's not going to be something you have to buy a ticket. I don't have any merch, not yet. Merch is not out of the question until we get 1,000 subscribers. And once I get 1,000, that's when we're going to give a car away, an RC car. Not sure what car or what it is. It's probably going to be something I build and paint, and it'll be unique to the channel. It'll be a signed, numbered, one of one car, or at least the body will. And it'll be a free giveaway. Just be something random I'll do after I get that 1,000. We picked up quite a few last week, but we're still about 430 some short, like 438 short of our 1,000. We got to hit that by January, or we're going to start this whole thing over again. Y'all don't know how YouTube works. To become a member, you have to have 4,000 hours and 4,000 hours watched and 1,000 subscribers, and you have to maintain those hours after the fact. And we've been getting like 500 hours a month. That's not a problem. It's just getting those people that are watching those 5,000 hours to hit the subscribe button. It's free. All you do is get a notification when I'm putting videos up. At least 2 a week. They could suck like this one, or they could be a good one. I've been collecting some footage and wrapping my mind around the last rig rundown, episode 10. Never say never. I'm not going to say that's the last one, but that was my goal, to at least 10. And number 10 is going to be a special one. And I don't have a lot of footage from back in the day that pertains to this car and the story. I got a little bit, just a few pictures, and I got stories that could go on for hours, and I'm not going to do that. I try to condense the rig rundown to under 30 minutes. This one's got a special person involved, and they're no longer with us. And racing hadn't been the same without him. But I'll save all those details for the next rig rundown. I would have done it this week, but I didn't want to shortchange it. I want that one to be halfway decent. So you're getting this. You're getting me taping the body up and talking about it and not painting anything. Which is another reason why I can't really. This is exactly why I can't take orders. Because this is after 8 hours in a hot body shop. And then coming home, take care of a few things around the house, which my wife's probably laughing right now because I didn't do anything tonight besides take a shower. Yeah, life's busy, and it's hard to squeeze in an extra 20 hours a week to paint more, paint a couple bodies. Because I'm not fast. I'm not like those. I don't know how them guys do this stuff for a living, because they have to paint 4 or 5 bodies a day, at least. and I'm at most, I think I've done 3, and that was when at the peak I was doing maybe averaging 1 body a day every single day, and that was back 20 years ago. And enough of that. My goal tonight is at least get the panels laid out. Keep running my chin on the microphone. I hope y'all can hear me tonight. Because, like I said, it's been hot and humid. We got that storm coming through. It's supposed to rain again. And the corners on these fine lines, if they sit overnight for any period of time, if you don't tape them down, they will roll up and it'll shrink back. No matter how hard you try not to stretch this tape, it's still, when you're making that curve, it's stretching it, whether you're really put a lot of tension on it or not, it's getting stretched, and it will try to go back to its natural state while it sits. So even with this taped up like this, I'm going to go back and put a piece on each corner just to preserve that, because I don't want to come here tomorrow and that stuff's all rolled up and have to start all over, because those curves need to stay the same. And now that I'm saying that, I'm going to do it right now, because it's been a long day, been a long week. All 2 days of this week have been long. I had my frustration level got a little high today, and blew off a little bit of steam, nothing really, but just it's that end of the month thing. Making decisions are not always the, well, I wouldn't say they're not the right decision, but they're just like painting this body. Some of the decisions we have to make are kind of on the fly. Some people don't understand. And negativity. Too much negativity in this world, people. Turn the news off. Watch me paint bodies. Watch me complain. No, I can't do that. That's negativity. No, there's a lot more important things to worry about. Mind your business. Just do your own thing. Yeah, we're going to leave that panel open. It's going to look odd, but I think it'll all make sense. Well, it may not even ever make sense. That's going to be the new quarter panel. It's going to appear to be new sheet metal. We're still going to do the skirt around the bottom, because that's always added on the real car. That's like a vinyl type plastic or rubberized plastic. So we'll leave that. That'll be new rubber quarter panels. It's going to be a new quarter panel. And we'll do rivets and or try to mimic some tape or some sort. And yeah, nothing too complicated. I'm going to leave that tape line there just as a reference to where the quarter ends. That's not going to be the continuous stripe, because all this blue tape is actually going to be blue paint. And but that's just going to be my cutoff point. If I were to replace a quarter panel on this car in real life, you would break the sheet metal right here, cut your wheel opening, and you'd rivet it together. The bodies on these cars are, for the most part, they're pretty much sacrificial. They do a lot for aero, but they're not made of anything, and they crinkle up pretty easy, and it's not unusual. The body's getting, if they don't get rebodied, they're at least getting taken apart and beat out with a hammer and put back together every week. Every week you can run it, unless you're just a super clean driver, like I can't be sometimes. Never drove a real dirt car, but I actually drove a street late model one time. Well, a paved asphalt, whatever you want to call it. And I thought I was burning up the track until I seen the video. And I was out there driving Miss Daisy about 40 miles an hour, thinking I was getting loose coming out of 4. I had a friend that was used to work the Rusty Wallace Racing Experience. My wife bought me tickets, and just so happened that he was running the show that day, and I think we paid for like maybe 4 or 5 laps, and he let me stay out there for about 10 or 15. He was coaching me pretty good on the scanner. I thought I was flying until I seen the video. Then it was kind of embarrassing. I even bought the extra insurance, thinking I was going to do something. You know, I don't need to tape that bottom off, because that bottom's going to be black. The center section's orange, so that rubber needs to be black. So the only thing we need to do is paint the rivets. We're going to leave this one, because that's going to be the new quarter panel. The new quarter panel is white, so yeah, there we go. I think in sheet metal bodies, I think they only come in like 2 colors, maybe red. But I think pretty much they're black and white coated sheet metal. It's aluminum, or some of them are steel, I don't know. I just know they're usually coated a color, and then they'll get wrapped with whatever sponsorship, paint scheme. Well, they call it paint scheme, but it's all vinyl wrap. This brown tape, it's I guess tapes come in different tackiness levels. I don't know if they categorize them, but I don't know if that's on the packaging or not. But this brown tape is very thin, sticks really good, but it's not like a super high tack. That's why I'm not super concerned about putting it over my masking, over this purple masking. I just have to be conscious that when I do pull it off, that I don't start pulling out my letters and stuff, because if you're not careful, if this your vinyl that you cut is not stuck really good, or if this sticks too good, it may pull it off the body, and then you're starting again back from ground zero. And that's probably another reason, besides the fact that I may get something crooked, I always make extras, just to for a plan B if something were to go wrong while I was masking, or like say I'll get something on there and it don't look big enough, or it looks a little off or a little crooked, and I'll just peel it off and start over. There's no going back once the paint is sprayed, especially with all these logos. You got a one shot painting the Lexan body. Been pretty fortunate. I don't think I've ever messed one up beyond repair, because when I was painting for customers, I always guaranteed that it's hard for me to guarantee the paint falling off, because the paint manufacturers have changed, I guess due to regulations. Maybe the bodies have changed, maybe the mold release has changed, I don't know, but you can't guarantee the paint's going to stay on them. All you can do is follow the procedure, clean it with soap. If you're nervous, you can scuff it a little bit, but that's about all you can do. And then you just hope and pray that the paint stays. But I used to guarantee, if you weren't happy with it, I'd buy you a new body and you could go home with a clear body. And I would take the body I painted and try to recoup my funds. But I've never had to do that. Lucky enough. Either I've had some understanding customers that accepted something they didn't like, or I was somewhat satisfied with what I did. There we go. There's the basic paint scheme. I'm going to start the weathering process. I'm not going to get very far, but I need to buy a new package of these little sticks, wherever they are. I got them floating around. I need to get a package so y'all can see exactly. Oh, here it is. Here's the package right here. Nail care sticks. I don't know if it's a brand specific. This trim is a brand, I guess. Get this at Target. That's all it is. Now this is what I'll do. Now with this body being black, this isn't going to come into play until we start doing the orange. But rust generally has little pits, and the pits are usually the darkest part of the rust. And what I'll do, I'll take black paint and I'll just sit there and poke anywhere I think the concentration of rust would be. Generally around the windows, like on a real car, you'll have a rubber seal that holds dirt, and eventually you'll get a little rust here. Anywhere there's body seams, naturally you'll get a little more moisture collecting. And like top panels around here where your arm would rest. Your arm's not going to rest on a late model dirt car, but just say this is a street car. And anywhere your arm rests, just over years of you rubbing it with, just basically with rubbing it with your skin, and your oils and the acids coming off your skin will wear the paint down, and you'll get more fade, and or rust will start once the paint gets thin enough. We're in a flight path of a jet. There's a jet flying over. Good thing I got my mic on. You probably didn't hear that. Around this hood scoop, that would be an area that could gather water. The outer edges and the flat parts of this air cleaner, with it being chrome, if you've ever seen some cheap chrome air cleaners that you get at off eBay or Amazon or wherever, the chrome tends to be pretty thin, and they're out in the weather. They'll start getting this little rust pits. You can take the little black, and once you get your black on there, you come back with brown, and you can just cut this thing down a little bit stubbier, or take a brush and you start going around a lot of the black spots with the brown to make it, you get your black pit, and then it's fading out the brown rust. All that being said, with the body being black, we're going to straight to brown. We're going to won't even bother using the stick. It's simple enough. I'm just going to take a piece of saran wrap, like plastic wrap, packaging off of my little bag of cups over here, just plastic, and just wad it up, and I'll dip it in the paint, blot, 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 just in the areas that a brush will be. And once that's blotted out, listen at me trying to make this an instructional video. We're supposed to be hanging out. But anyway, once I blot that out, I'll take some watered down brown or some transparent. The Wicked colors, they have a lot of more transparent colors, and we'll just do little streaks off of it, like water streaks coming off the brown. And we'll just take some brown or some ochre type yellow, some brownish, orangish yellow, and just do some water streaks, just basically dagger strokes. And it'll get the effect, and it may not really look like it until we get it all done and get it flat cleared. And then once we get a good picture of it with the right lighting, it's going to look like a rusty old car. So you're going to have to subscribe. You're going to have to tune in for that, because I'm running late. My video's late. I'm lucky to have a video at all this Wednesday. But come back Sunday, and if we don't go through all them procedures, I'll kind of hit some highlights and show you what we did and how we accomplished it. It's all very basic. You just have to kind of picture the car as if it was a real car, and where would water gather, and where would dirt debris gather over the years. It's generally pretty simple. A lot of edges, anything sharp edges, anywhere two panels meet, generally you'll have a rust issue if it's going to rust. So anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. This video is terrible. I'm sorry, but it's just me rambling and taped up a body. And yeah, we're going to go in the house. We're going to relax. Tomorrow's going to be a better day, and we're going to get this thing finished. And you'll see a finished product Sunday. Not sure what I'm doing for Sunday's video yet. It might be, I'm leaning towards rock crawling, because I haven't been in a while and I kind of miss it. And the car show videos only do so well until I get to the mini truck shows, the cruise ins. I appreciate everybody watching everything that we do, or I do. Yeah, thanks for coming along. We'll see you Sunday with the finished product.